Akwa Ibom State, Excellency, distinguished Senator Akon, who was also a minister before, under Jonathan, Minister of Lands, Housing, and Urban Development. Thank you very much, ma'am, for welcoming us on behalf of His Excellency the Governor and the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Fire Service, Professor Engr. Let me, on behalf of our team, the Director South-South, Engineer, and all the directors that are here and our team, we thank you very much for the warm reception you've accorded to us. Let me place it on note that your governor is my brother, is my friend. Far back in 1990, we served in one group of company under Norman group of companies. He was the executive director of finance, and I was the general manager of the engineering. I actually founded the engineering group, and I became a shareholder there. He was in charge of the finance of the group and also a shareholder. So we've been together for about 5 years when we all parted ways and we started our own businesses. So it's somebody that I know very well. He's a man that has been involved so much in infrastructural development and in finance. And so when you combine these two, that is very wonderful for development. So I have confidence that God will lead him all through his cases, because he has set his heart on the people. When you set your heart on the people, you set your heart on God. And God will always be with you. So I pray for him, God to sustain him. We've been on tour of mostly East-West Road, and I think that the heartbeat of the economy of the Niger Delta people rests on this East-West Road. I started since Sunday from Abuja to Benin. Very ugly experience. I was on the road for 14 hours. In some cases, we could not pass. We had to start going through the villages. We saw trucks that have been on roads for more than 7 days. And then we came into Benin, and then the East-West Road continues and then gets to Warri. It's the same story. In some of the locations, you see trucks spanning over 5 kilometers. They are packed because of bad road. But you now get to Warri, and then you now see Sapele to Abo. It's so terrible. It's so terrible. But all these projects have been awarded by the previous administration, which is very good intention. But while the contractors are on site working, the roads are failing. And I've challenged them to tell us why the roads are failing. They have not been able to. Because the dummy they show to our people that the roads are being overloaded. I've challenged them, and I think that they have shut their mouths up because they are doing bad construction. There is no road they are building that is going to last 5 years. If you take from Warri down to Port Harcourt, it's a very terrible experience. That route, within the next 2 years, will completely be gone. But right now, if Mr. President Tinubu did not send me to intervene, in 30 days, nobody can travel from here, to Warri. It is impossible. We have over 10 locations where the roads are below the flood plain. And there are one sections have already cut off. They are using the one carriageway. And I'm rushing back to meet the Chief of Staff so that we can contact Mr. President for emergency attention. In fact, 2 bridges on that distance, even though they are old ones, have completely collapsed, which we have videoed. In section 2, I got very displeased with the contractor, very pleased with his 11 bridges. Excellent bridges. You can't fault it. But the road, I've directed him to use his money and reconstruct it. He claims it's flawed. I didn't buy into that. He must reconstruct it with his money. I don't want to mention the name of the contractor. And I have directed again that if you have a job that is ongoing, you must maintain the length and breadth of the project in your contract. It's now compulsory. You cannot be working and the rules are failing and you're keeping quiet and you're asking us to pay you. It is over. 14 days. All roads in this country that are ongoing, the entire stretch must be maintained so that to relieve, the ugly incident that we are seeing on our roads, where the people are suffering. And I want to thank God for bringing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He asked me to tour these roads, not just Niger Delta, all over the country. He mandated me to tour. And as a fellow of Nigeria Society of Engineers, to be able to assess it myself and bring up comprehensive report to him. I want us to pray for him, for good health, for God to continue to unleash on him his wisdom, his safety, his ability, health. Because I believe strongly. I'm not a politician. I'm a child of God. I believe that God sent him to reset this country. And if we fail this time, there will be no hope for this country. Forget about those who talk all kinds of stuff. Some of the things he has done within 100 days in office is an evidence that God is with him. God is with the administration. Forget about party. Party will not fix our roads. He's a man that has good intention for the people. A man that has experience. That's the man that God will use to reset the country. And I can assure you that by the time we roll out the concrete, road pavement that the president invented and directed, Niger Delta people will be very happy. Your Excellency, we have inspected section 3 of the East-West Road under RCC, coming down to your boundary between Rivers and Akwa Ibom. We've seen where the road is badly lower than the floodplain. We are doing decompile, but the scope is not good enough. So I've introduced another kind of technology for additional work, which they will use to do putting relief covers and some retaining wall and raising the road to jam the two decompile. So that is going to happen. And then we have section 4, which is being done by Jito. Jito is doing fantastic work there. But again, there are 2 locations that are also on, lower than floodplain. We are going to raise the road there and then put relief covers. And that we have directed and is going to happen. We have the Engr bypass. The job has just started. It's going to be completely constructed on rigid pavement. That's the first rigid pavement you are going to witness under us, and you'll be very happy. There is another road that is called Abak to Ete, Eparakwa to Ete. That's a CECC. And there is another one that's Ikotekwele to Itu, Obupani. That's also CCECC. Then we have the section 4-5 of East-West Road. That's what Excellency. There's no work ongoing, but we want to check if the contract was ever awarded. Whichever is the way, I will present it to Mr. President, and I'm sure he will do something. We are also going to see Ikotekwele to Aba. It's a dualized road. It's ongoing by CCECC. And then there is Ikotekwele to Mwaya. That's Heartland is the one doing that. I think in Akwa Ibom, they have very good share of federal roads. I'm very impressed with the number of federal roads. And the good thing is that most of these are being funded by NNPC tax credit. So you really have very good share. But we want to say you should also partner with us. I'm going to come back to discuss partnership with the governor. We need to tow these roads. States needs to get involved in our HDMI, which is Highway Development and Management Initiative. This is very important. And I've directed the commissioners of work, be directed by their governors to join in our road supervision and syndication. It's very important. One of our measures now in road construction is that whether it's a new road or rehabilitation, when you do your subgrade, allow vehicles to match it for 30 days. Then you do your sub-base and base course, allow vehicles to match it for 30 days. We come and do penetration test. And if it is okay, let me use compaction test. Then if it is okay, then we can now allow you to put the kind of pavement we want. And we will monitor you. Where we allow asphalt, will be at the plant to monitor the mix. And where we allow concrete, we also monitor the mix. And placement, we ensure that the thickness is adhered to. We inspected Bodo Bonny Road yesterday. Very wonderful idea by the APC government, very beautiful. All these beautiful things you are seeing is by the APC government. And I want to assure you, madam, I wish you people well, but you see, your state is doing very well. If you just join APC, you do much, much better than you are doing. Let's leave that story for another day. And so that road is being done by Beja. Beautiful, excellent work. But I faulted the design. And so I've asked them not to place any other pavement on it. We need to discuss and find out the best design to use, whether we're using decompile or we are using a retaining wall to contain the sand that makes up the raised pavement. This is very important. And let nobody intimidate you. Whether it's red skin or white skin or black skin or whatever thing, engineering remains engineering. And 2 + 2 will never give you 5. We are not historians, we are engineers. And so we must speak engineering language. So everybody's job is to supervise, is to get involved. And I've told Jito that he's doing the bypass and the other one, don't use laterite to fill the road. It must be sharp sand. And so when you see somebody using laterite to fill, you go and stop him. And when you have any section of the road a contractor is constructing and it is not motorable, go and stop him. It's now your right, I've given it to you. Stop him to fix the road. Because it's also making money. So the people should not suffer. There is what is called social responsibility that our contractors, our investors, they have neglected. But if it's in overseas, that's number one. In overseas, you cannot be constructing a road and you don't put, necessary programs to ease the problems of the road users because of what you are doing. Some roads should be constructed at night, but the road will just be blocked as if we're animals. I believe that Mr. President, who has God's given wisdom and knowledge in all these things, will reset the economy and our road infrastructure. Lastly, let me say that road is everything. Road is everything. If you fix the road, then medical activities, tourism, economic activities, educational activities, mining, agriculture, everything. That is what is most visible in an administration. And so Mr. President has almost fixed our security. So we need to fix the road so that our people will go back to their farms and bring their produce. So I've taken the professor, very experienced commissioner of works. The governor had donated him to me. So I'm going to drag him through all these projects.
Oh, he's ready.
And I'm giving him powers to check what FEMA is doing. I won't pay any contractor of FEMA unless the commissioner says that the road or the remedial work is being properly done. And when the federal road is completed, the governor, the commissioner, they must get involved to say, yes, this job is properly done. We are not interested in how much you are making. We are interested in the quality of the job you've been asked to do. So again, I thank you. This place is not a place, Your Excellency, you live in a hurry. We were to leave by 9, but the atmosphere wouldn't let us leave. I'm sure my team will be grumbling. Let us build 3 tabernacles here.